What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. Plain and simple, I want to talk on member growth, more so what we can expect coming from our Q3 earnings. Over and above that though, I'm just going to talk on some data points and what the data behind the scenes is all telling us. Before I get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe, always greatly appreciated. With that though, let's get right to it. So when it comes down to our Q2 earnings, it does look like we were up 69% year over year as far as member growth. As far as total products though, up 79%. And as far as deposits, it was up 135%. That is absolutely mind-blowing. But keep in mind though, it is all very much connected. And the X factor in all of this, you don't get deposits without customers. And so in reality, looking at the member growth is probably one of the more important factors that we need to look at, more so coming from our Q3 earnings. So like I said, up 69% year over year is a very positive thing. When it comes down to that, how can we, as far as interpret what might be coming for us? Keep in mind, in Q3, we did have a lot of big marketing campaigns going on. So definitely SoFi was stepping up its game in that regard. Of course, that will equate to a little bit more customers jumping over. But when it comes to that though, one very good telltale sign is looking at the traffic that is going to SoFi. So as of September, there was 4.1 million visits. That is a pretty substantial amount. Unfortunately, it is down 84%. Regardless of that, if you take that into interpretation, technically that means it's around 7.5 million in August. So keep in mind both of those months and also July is also encumbered within that Q3. So definitely very positive results out of that. So this might equate to a very substantial jump in customers. Like I said, there's been a ton of marketing campaigns for SoFi. So in reality, a lot of people will be looking on their website to see what exactly they do. And as of right now, they are doing that 2.5 APY, incentivizing customers even more so to come over. So this is exactly why I support and I absolutely love following SoFi. I'm a very, very big fan of SoFi, and I know long term they're going to do a lot of good things. Prior to SoFi though, I own a lot of the big traditional banks and have been holding them for roughly about 15 years. I know the benefit of holding banks and what banks can actually do and why they make money. In the grand scheme of things, this is exactly why I see SoFi being a very big deal going forward. It's so undervalued as of right now because they're trying to do a lot of different things. They're trying to be a very disruptive company in one of the oldest sectors, which isn't an easy task by any means. So this is why if you are investing in SoFi, even though we are having very good earnings, we still do to some regard get suppressed. It does absolutely suck, and coming from a retail standpoint, it's just very disheartening and makes you feel and second guess your investment. But you need to take a step back and realize fundamentally, even more so, like I said, going back here, looking at their Q2 earnings, these are absolutely amazing results. So in the grand scheme of things though, you need to kind of practice a lot of patience. And one positive thing is, or it could be a negative, I don't know how you interpret it, Jim Cramer is very bullish on fintech. So depending on how you see Jim Cramer, that might be a very positive thing. Or if you tend to follow what Jim Cramer does, and it usually is a little bit more inverse, even based on their ETFs, inverse ETFs, that might be a little bit more of a negative. Maybe that's why we're not rallying as of right now. I was very much anticipating a broad SoFi rally leading up to our earnings, because I think in reality, even more so, a lot of analysts jumping on board and raising their guidance on revenue is and was a very positive thing. So I did do a video on that. So let me know your thoughts on that and if you took a look at that. So I think right now we are in the clear as far as economic data. The next thing that we can look forward to is the Fed meeting, and that is going to be after our SoFi earnings. So hopefully, given the circumstances, I see a very big run up for SoFi, whether it be just the FOMO leading up to our earnings, or technically it might just be as far as just fundamentally the data that does come out. Regardless, I'm extremely happy and excited about our Q3 earnings. So like I said, I just want to give you a good breakdown of what is happening behind the scenes. So as of right now, a lot of big money is purchasing SoFi, both on the secondary market and the dark pool. So that's a very good takeaway. That's more so been constant over the last little bit though. So let me know your thoughts on that. Technically, when it comes to shorts, a lot of shorts out there have been really increasing their position in a lot of growth stocks, but in SoFi's case, not so much. Short score is currently at 70, utilization is 83.2. If you ever have any questions about any of this info, let me know in the comments below. I'll gladly answer anything. As of right now, they are increasing 187,000 shares, which in reality is very small. Cost to borrow average is 1.12. So by no means, I don't think there's ever going to be a squeeze when it comes down to SoFi, but a lot of these shorts, and especially how manipulative they are, they're very strategic as well. They know exactly when to actually short SoFi, and it's usually at the beginning of the day and also during power hour. That's typically when a lot of growth stocks go through a little bit more of a transition and kind of breakout period. So shorts definitely double down on those time periods, because even as you can see, borrowed shares completely 1.06 million shares already within the first 30 minutes of the trading day. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But regardless, I'm a very big fan of the technicals, and we are still, despite us kind of going back and forth between red and green, we are on the very good pivot point. So that's a very positive thing going forward, and hopefully enough so, like I said, I do anticipate FOMO going into our upcoming earnings, as it typically and historically has happened over the last couple earnings. We get a nice bump up because of all of this. So right now, the data behind the scenes is all, for the most part, pretty neutral, if not showing signs of at least it wants to break out as far as a technical stance, and even more so institutions purchasing. Shorts kind of not doubling down is a very positive thing, because like I said, even more so with Lucid, I do a lot of also Lucid content, and in their case, they were doubling down. A lot of other growth stocks, like I said, all are getting shorts doubling down on them, where SoFi isn't necessarily the case. So this is where I'm getting at how we might have a little bit more of a FOMO rally leading into our earnings. So let me know your thoughts on all of that fun stuff in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.